Yeah, probably not. Hmm. Where's that Mike's camera? Oh, he's got his cell phone.
All right, so for tonight's discussion, we'll give you an overview of body-worn cameras, research on body-worn cameras, the roadmap to implementation, House Bill 2571, which is a law that just passed the Oregon legislature, and then at the end we're going to go over policy discussion points. So a little short history. The Portland Police Bureau actually started looking at body-worn cameras about 5 years ago. Early on, we identified a couple of issues that made deployment really impractical. We had significant battery issues. In fact, one of the products that we tested was literally a huge battery pack we put on the back of an officer that had a Cat5 cable run on the top and hooked into a camera. So the officer literally had to sit in a car with this almost like a car battery on her back. And so that was just to get enough before coming home. There still are limitations on battery cameras, and that's one of the things I want to cover right off the bat is that most battery cameras don't last 10 hours on a full report. So you were looking at 4 to 6 hours is usually the max, depending on the camera system you look at or purchase. And we've seen folks who have actually suggested that body-worn cameras be on at the beginning of shift till the end of shift, which is 10 hours before time. Most body-worn cameras don't do that, and so we want to point that out right off the bat. We also noticed that image quality wasn't super good in the early.
How long does it take to exchange battery? If one battery ends, can't you just put another battery in?
It depends on the system. Some don't allow it for
Give a piece of paper with his name and badge number on it. Give that piece of paper with his name and badge number on it.
Oh, I think it's in the car.
Usually it's some kind of security software on that, so you can't just play that media, you can't just pull it out. And the batteries usually, they go on the recharge. One of the things that's important to realize in law enforcement is we don't always have time to just change out a battery. So if we're in the middle of something and the battery went out, that's really not a good time to be changing it. So battery issues still remain to this day, though they are significantly better than they ever were in the past. The other thing we found was image quality wasn't always really good. It was sort of grainy. A lot of times it wasn't tracking super well. The equipment size, like I said, was large, and state law, actually, there was a ORS 165.540 that is intercepting oral communication. One of the things about that law is it prohibits the police department from intercepting your oral communication without informing you. And so, in practicality, if we went into a place like this, and I started talking to one person, and someone else spoke at the same time, I wouldn't necessarily be able to inform everybody in here that their voice is being captured. There
So I got a question for you. Can the officers turn the cameras on and off?
Are referring to these studies or not? Because they are different in each one of these studies.
No, the body camera. Can the police officer turn them on and off?
Generally they can, yes. Yes, sir.
Well, as long as everybody's jumping in here, have they tried a study with a dummy camera just to see if that's an intimidation factor that people can climb up and not be abusive when they see that camera looking at them?
I have not seen a study that does that. That's an interesting take on it, but I haven't seen it. Yes, ma'am, Matt.
Does it show what it says decreased use of force, what the study numbers are? Not just the percentage outcome, but how many are involved in that study?
Yeah, in each one of these studies, you can actually go back and look, and they'll give you the raw number of the study sample, how many officers were involved in the sample, and then also the decline between. One of the things that's not on these slides is in some of these jurisdictions where you had a decline on the officers who were using body-worn cameras, you actually had an increase in the department. So, and all those numbers are presented in some of these studies. And then you have Victoria, British Columbia, also did one 2009 complaint study with a very small sample size. And then Plymouth, UK Health Distillery in 2007, they had a 14% decrease in complaints. So the overall theme from all these studies is community complaints trend down, use of force trends down, convictions increase, and accountability of officer and community members increase, and conflicts decrease. So one of the things we definitely know is that when you have a video evidence or you have video at the scene, we have kind of an unbiased third point of view. It's not the officer's side, it's not the suspect or subject side, it's what the video actually shows. So the road